Eric Pickles. And let's
Nice
start with that Ukip poll and the threat it poses to the Conservatives. They're making headway. They're seen as the hot breath at your back because they're saying things that a lot of Conservative voters probably like to hear on Europe, immigration, gay marriage.
I think the party makes a mistake if it thinks that Ukip is coming exclusively from the Conservatives, but they do represent a voice, and I'm very firmly of the view that the only way you deal with them is to get dug in and to fight them on the ground on community issues. I certainly don't feel that we should have a pact with them, or that it could be always assumed, and I think this is absolutely wrong, always assume that some kind of deal could be done and people would flood back to us. No, government sometimes have to make some very difficult decisions, and mid-term you would expect a party of opposition. I saw your earlier programme which talked about them being a party of dissent, and I wouldn't disagree with that, but I do take them very seriously.
Okay, well, dissent or not, particularly over Europe, do you think you as a party have to neuter them on Europe pretty soon and get this statement from Mr Cameron, the Prime Minister, on what exactly he's going to renegotiate with Europe and when and if we're going to have any kind of vote on it?
Well, I think certainly, I mean, this weekend, Prime Minister has been engaged meeting with European leaders. We seem to be moving towards a European bank that's going to stand behind individual banks, something that Prime Minister's wanted for a while. But I think next year is going to be an exciting one. One hopes that the arrangements with Greece hold. One hopes that the arrangements with Spain hold. But I wouldn't want to guarantee that. And sooner or later, those that are in the euro are going to want to have a different arrangement to countries like ourselves that are outside Europe.
But our voters, our Conservative voters and people who are considering voting Conservative, going to have a clear view on the Conservatives' position, that we will be offered a referendum in some way, shape or form, that will be in your manifesto by 2015.
Well, I think it's kind of important that if we do have a referendum about our future with Europe, it's got to be on the basis of not trying to outsmart UKIP or trying to ensure that that we can bring the whole of the Conservative Party in one. It should be in the national interest. It should be something clearly that lays out for the British people a clear alternative. Something as important as our membership of the European Union shouldn't be about tactics.
But just Mr Pickles, on the timing of that, when might we hear about that?
That's a matter for the Prime Minister. That's way, way above my pay grade.
Okay, can I ask you about coalition politics then? You know, as a dimension of this poll, there are the Liberal Democrats now in single figures, and a lot of Lib Dems saying, you know, it's the coalition that's costing us.
Well, I think Liberal Democrats have got to work out their own tactics, and it would be, I wouldn't have the temerity to advise them, but I would have thought that their future and the Conservative Party's future very much depends on us being able to deliver stability to the British economy, to be able to demonstrate to the British people that all the sacrifices they've had to make has been worth it. But I do recognise they are a different party to us, and I have, charming though they are, I've got no desire to have a long-term relationship.